All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Alex, the toxic dating coach. And today we're going to talk about 3 reasons why he will never love you back no matter what. And this is something that I've had to struggle with my life because I've had failed relationships, women who didn't love me back. And it really hurts. And a lot of the times, we don't know why they don't love us. We think we did everything right. Or maybe sometimes we do everything wrong and they still love us, right? And sometimes we do everything right and they still don't love us. Why is that? Does it have to do with your looks? Let me tell you something. A part of it, a very small percentage, yes. But it's actually the least, one of the smallest factors why somebody doesn't love you back for the most part, okay? And so look, understand this, okay? I like to view the way somebody loves somebody very similar to how we love our friends, okay? How we have chemistry with our friends. There's the part of the brain that creates connections with people is below the subcortical area of the brain, okay? And the subcortical area of the brain is pretty much everything that's outside, everything that's inside the neocortex, the top part of our brain, and then inside is the subcortical part of our brains, which is like the amygdala, the nucleus accumbens, and stuff like that, which is involved in motivation and processing emotions for the most part. And what's funny is that those areas have a remark, and I read this in the article, so let me read this from the article. It says, there were also remarkable similarities in areas involved in deciding what to pay attention to and regions in the inferior parietal lobe that have been linked to discerning other mental states, processing the narrative contents of stories, and generally making sense of the world. So the parts of our brain that pretty much gives us our outlook towards the world, the way we interpret certain views, like some people are literally born liberals, some people are literally born Republicans, like it's just, or more conservative. It's just literally it's in their DNA, like legit, right? That's why people who have similar political views actually end up getting together. People with dissimilar political views usually end up getting divorced more often. And it's not just because they disagree, but it's because it's a fundamental genetic aspect about them that causes them to be part of that political group. And so those people have a similar chemistry to each other, and they reinforce the way they see the world, and it creates an echo chamber, like a lot of things are echo chambers, right? Where areas, and this causes, they actually have a name for this. It's called homophily, right? It's not a gay Philadelphian. It's more the idea that like befriends like, okay? So if you hang out with somebody and deep down in their neurochemistry, they're very similar to you. They see the world similarly to you. They like certain things. You guys are going to have an unconscious chemistry with each other. So it comes down, the first one comes down to DNA. You're literally born a certain way. And your brain doesn't know it's going to have chemistry with somebody. You don't know. You just have to be with them, and all of a sudden, there's either chemistry or not. Now, sometimes it takes time to develop chemistry, and that's totally fine. It takes 1, 2, 3 days to develop decent chemistry with the person. You still see them, not because you have chemistry, but because you like the way they look. But over time, your brain responds to them and slowly builds up, like you slowly boil a frog, and all of a sudden, without you knowing it, it's boiling. You have chemistry with this person, and this has nothing to do with looks. The looks will only keep you there long enough to allow time to build the chemistry. But it's not the looks that causes it. It's just the fact that you guys just are biologically similar to each other. You guys might have similar immune systems. You guys might look similarly. Right? You guys might have similar, you guys might use certain parts of your brain similarly. And your brain notices these things before you even notice it. And the way your brain notices it is because it feels chemistry. Your brain says, oh, we're similar. It literally says we're similar. And the way that it says it, you just feel chemistry. Your brain says, I'm attracted to what's similar to me. Let's gravitate towards that. So you could be the most beautiful girl in the world, and fucking ugly Becky from the block has chemistry with fucking Tyrone, right? And all of a sudden, you feel jealous because she's not as attractive as you are, but for some reason, she has the attention of Tyrone. Why is that? Because Tyrone is more similar to her neurochemistry-wise than you in ways that you just cannot see. It's just how it is, right? And this person that doesn't love you back, he just doesn't have it. He doesn't feel that primal connection with you. He likes you. He thinks you're interesting, but his brain, at the core of it, you guys are not similar. You guys might seem superficially similar. In fact, you think he's similar to you because you like him, but he doesn't feel that. You know what I'm saying? So it comes down to genetics, and what's funny is that it's very similar to food, right? Like the way we love somebody is very similar to the taste that we have in food, because over time also we have chemistry with different people. Sometimes your friends at age 15, you have chemistry with them, and then as you change and they change, you don't have chemistry with them. And similarly with food, over time, I read this article, I forgot what it was, but I'm reading it right now. It says over time, the food you will like changes over time. Taste preferences start to build before you were even born. Very similar to the preferences in people, literally in your genetics. Like for some reason, when you're a little boy, you know, you may not even talk, but for some reason you have chemistry with this boy more than with that boy. You know, as friends. Why? I don't fucking know. You just have chemistry. You like this boy more than this other boy. You know what I'm trying to say? And that really comes down to your genetics. They start building where the food flavors your mom ate were sent to you as you were growing up in a room. This first taste experience has an impact on your food choices in childhood. But your likes and dislikes are not permanent. As we age, our tastes change. And it's also very similar. The love relationship we have with our parents also dictates the types of people we're gonna like. You know? And if you don't remind this person of their father or their mother or somebody in their life, you may not create that spark in them, and you have no control over that. And they also have no control over that. We may also learn to like foods that taste yucky by trying them again and again. We may also learn to love people who are bad for us by continually forgiving them again and again and again. And we can dislike food when we have a bad experience with them, such as with bad eggs, right? And so we could dislike healthy love by having by never really receiving healthy love. Well, anyways, I'm going off the subject, right? But as you guys can see, it's very similar to why we like certain foods. We have no, and also we may have the choice between a burger and a pizza, and it's pretty much your genetics and the foods you had before eating that will tell you what do you want. So if you had a pizza earlier and you love pizza, but now you have the choice between pizza and burger, you're gonna go with the burger, right? So there's a lot of things that dictates why somebody loves you that's outside of your looks. So the second thing outside DNA is past experiences. The people who you dated, like I said earlier, in the past. Those people will either reinforce you dating certain people or will push you away towards dating certain people. So if you had a dad that was super masculine and you had a great relationship with him and you see the world the way he sees it, you're going to develop a taste for men who are similar to your father in one way or another. And what's funny is that a lot of times you end up dating guys who are very similar to the environment that you lived in, for example. And also you have chemistry with them. Sometimes studies show that if like Asian people who are raised in black neighborhoods, as an example, usually would want to date black people. They usually marry black people. Even though sometimes those Asian people try to date people of their own kind and they end up not having chemistry with them. Why? Because they were raised in the same area. You guys think more similarly. But put that Asian person and have her raised in an Asian culture, and studies show that person will actually end up dating an Asian person and end up marrying an Asian person and have less in common with black people, right? So, but it's not just that they're black, but it's that they think very similarly. A lot of times we just focus on looks. It's just that you guys were raised in a similar environment. You guys have a similar culture, and because your culture is similar, you guys think the same, see the world in a more similar way. Literally your brains are more similar. It literally that, and your brain likes that. Your brain is used to similar things that are the same, right? It likes to predict, and so you'll be able to predict their thoughts. You have more inside jokes, right? Why? Because you guys are more similar to each other. And the last one is the environment, right? It goes into this topic, is that if you were raised in a similar environment, you guys are just gonna think similarly. That's why people who are toxic are attracted to toxic people, because their brain is toxic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or if you were raised with toxic parents, you're gonna end up dating toxic people. And actually, you literally are wired to have chemistry with toxic people. My God, that's horrible. That's completely horrible. But that's how it is. And that's why you need therapy to fix that. And so that's why some people will just never love you. You may not be toxic enough. You know, you may not be, you know, like it's a shame, but it is what it is. When you're in that situation, you just got to walk away, like I always say. You got to leave them. You can change their minds. Trying to change their minds will only cause you to love them more. So you just have to leave and find yourself somebody else. All right? All right, this is Alex, your toxic dating. Because if you guys want one-on-one coaching, go to myfoottraction.org.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one would teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.